If you've ever been in the kitchen heating oil for frying, you've probably seen what happens when a single drop of water finds its way into the pan. One moment everything is calm, and in the next, the oil reacts like it's been personally offended. It pops, it spits, and sometimes it sends droplets flying across the stove. It's so common that most of us get used to it, but if you pause for a moment, it raises a really interesting question. Why does oil do that? Why does a tiny bit of water cause such a dramatic reaction? Today, we're diving deep into the science behind that kitchen moment, and we're uncovering why oil should never be mixed with water when cooking, especially hot oil. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening beneath the surface, right here on History of Simple Things. To understand the chaos, we need to start with something simple. Oil and water just don't get along. You've seen it yourself. Pour oil and water into the same glass, and no matter how much you stir or shake, the two separate the moment you stop. This isn't a personality issue between the liquids. It's chemistry. Water is what scientists call a polar molecule. It has a positive side and a negative side, a structure that allows it to stick really well to other water molecules. Oil, on the other hand, is nonpolar. It doesn't have those charged areas. Because of this difference, water prefers being with water, and oil prefers being with oil. When they meet, they don't combine. They keep to themselves, forming layers instead. At room temperature, this separation is harmless. It looks almost peaceful. But everything changes once heat enters the picture. Heat exposes the real tension between the two, and that's when the reactions get explosive. Water heats up much faster than oil, and it also has a much lower boiling point. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Cooking oil, depending on the type, doesn't even begin to smoke until it hits around 160 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius. When you're frying something, the oil becomes incredibly hot. Hot enough that it's more than double the temperature water needs to become steam. And this is exactly where the trouble begins. Imagine a single droplet of water, maybe clinging to a piece of food, slipping quietly into a pan of scorching oil. To the water, the oil feels like a furnace. The moment that droplet touches the bottom of the pan, it flashes into steam almost instantly. And this steam doesn't simply sit there. When water turns into vapor, it expands dramatically, growing to about 1,700 times its original size. That sudden expansion becomes a powerful force that pushes the hot oil away from it. This is the real reason behind that violent popping you see. The oil isn't exploding on its own. It's being shoved aside by water that's desperately trying to escape from this extreme heat. And because oil doesn't mix with water, it gets thrown upward, resulting in splashes, bursts, and sometimes a small fountain of hot oil. If you slow this entire process down in your imagination, it becomes even clearer. A little water sinks through the oil because it's heavier. It reaches the bottom of the pan. Then in less than a second, the bottom part of the droplet evaporates. As the steam expands, it pushes upward so hard that it lifts the hot oil above it. Since the oil has nowhere to go but up, it bursts outward, and that's where the danger begins. Interestingly, many people wonder why this kind of reaction doesn't happen when cooking something like soup. Soup has water, oil, heat. It's the same ingredients after all. But the big difference lies in the temperature. In a pot of soup, the water controls the maximum temperature. It keeps the entire mixture at or below 100 degrees Celsius because that's the boiling point of water. The oil in the soup never gets the chance to heat beyond that. It floats, but it stays calm because it's not being pushed beyond its limit. In frying, however, the oil is allowed to become much hotter, way past the boiling point of water. That extreme difference in temperature is what makes the reaction between water and oil unpredictable and often dangerous. But the most dangerous scenario happens when people try to put out an oil fire with water. You may have seen those dramatic training videos that show a small pot fire turning into a giant fireball the instant water is added. It's not exaggerated, it's real. When a pot of oil catches fire, it's already extremely hot. Pouring water onto it causes the water to sink straight to the bottom because it's denser than oil. Once it hits the bottom, it instantly turns into steam, just like before. But unlike a simple splash, this steam explosion now throws burning oil upward and outward. Instead of putting out the flames, the water actually spreads them. What started as a small fire confined to a pot suddenly becomes a fire that reaches your walls, cabinets, or ceiling. This is why firefighters and chefs repeatedly warn people, never ever use water on a grease fire. The correct response is to turn off the heat, cover the pot with a lid to cut off the oxygen, or use something like baking soda or a fire extinguisher meant for kitchen fires. But water is the worst thing you can add. Even outside of emergencies, water and oil can cause chaos together in surprising ways. Sometimes people don't realize they're bringing water into the oil. Maybe they washed vegetables but didn't dry them completely before frying. When wet ingredients hit hot oil, the leftover droplets of water immediately vaporize and send oil flying. Even something as simple as using a wet spoon or spatula can lead to a sudden pop of hot oil. And one of the biggest hidden dangers is frozen food. Ice crystals cling to everything frozen. Frozen chicken, frozen fries, frozen dumplings. Those tiny bits of ice are just solid water waiting to explode the moment they touch hot oil. This is why deep frying frozen food can be incredibly dangerous if not done carefully. Sometimes, the water doesn't even come from ingredients. A pan that was recently washed, but not fully dried, can still hold tiny droplets of water on its surface. Pouring oil into that pan traps those droplets beneath the layer of oil. When the pan heats up, the water underneath becomes steam and forces its way upward, resulting in another messy and sometimes painful burst. All of this reinforces a simple truth that chefs love to repeat. Oil and water just don't mix, especially when heat is involved. Cooking is basically chemistry happening in real time. Water wants to evaporate. Oil wants to heat slowly and stay hot. Put the two together at high temperatures and you get a perfect setup for a steam-driven explosion. But behind all the drama, there's also something beautiful about understanding what's really happening. Every time oil pops or splashes, it's not random. It's the result of molecules moving, expanding, and reacting to energy. The same principle that causes a tiny droplet to burst upward is also the principle behind boiling, steaming, and even certain industrial processes. It's a reminder that science is everywhere, even in your frying pan. In the end, the rule never mix water with hot oil isn't just a kitchen safety tip. It's a lesson in how heat, pressure, and matter behave when pushed to their limits. It's a blend of chemistry and physics happening in seconds right in front of your eyes. And once you understand the reason behind it, cooking becomes safer, smarter, and a lot less intimidating. So the next time you're preparing something crispy or deep-fried, take a moment to dry your ingredients, heat your oil carefully, and respect the science happening inside that pan. Because now you know exactly why water and oil should never meet in the middle of cooking. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.